Your individuality is the framework that helps you to take some decisions, that helps you to make some choices, that helps you to stay firm and do certain things. But your individuality by itself contains nothing worth realizing. Your individuality is the cloud that is passing in front of the sky. It has its own unique shape. It has its own unique movement. No two clouds are ever the same. That is individuality. But there is no meaning to the cloud without the sky being there. The void, the emptiness, the transcendental being that is illuminating everything. Without the sky, the cloud has no purpose. When the clouds disappear, that is when the view becomes clear. What you are holding on to as your mind is not bigger than an atom. It's as good as saying it doesn't even exist. It exists in your imagination. It exists in your habit. It exists in your desire to hold on to yourself. And most importantly, it exists out of fear. It is because you have totally intermixed your individuality, your thoughts, with the universal I that is illuminating through you. There is fear that if you stop thinking, if you stop searching, you will not get there. And if you are not putting in the effort, it's not going to happen. A small shift in understanding. It is to realize that what you are wanting to realize is already there. It can never be taken away from you. Even if you want to kill it, you cannot. Even if you want to destroy it, you cannot. Because it is a transcendental reality. It is the void. It is consciousness. It is a pure being, pure isness that cannot be touched, that cannot be shaken. Once that is clear, then what is it that you are doing to experience it? You will know how to create the right conditions for the individual who's trying to experience something to disappear. So what you are actually trying to do while you're meditating is to figure out a way to not be there, so that the self, without any disturbance of thoughts, can reflect on itself. And when the true self reflects on itself, that is enlightenment, that is awakening. Your mind, which was never there in the first place, it was simply a collection of thoughts. When that disappears, you arrive. The biggest challenge is, how do you deal with a mind that has confused itself with the self? A mind that has altogether forgotten that your aliveness is independent of its thinking and body processes. Because for the mind, protecting your body is protecting you. Because it is the ignorance, it is the sheath that is covering the truth. That is why it is hard. Because the only way you have learned to do things or not to do things is by using the mind. Here, for the first time, you have to trick the mind. You have to somehow create a trap for the mind, lure it in, and then lock it. So that you are free to simply be without the mind wanting to do anything. That's the trick. What you do in meditation, what you do in yoga is really how you subdue this mind. It is only subduing. You're not killing the mind. You cannot kill the mind. It's going to always be there. As long as you have a body, you will have a mind. But can you push it to one corner? Can you gather it where it has distributed itself everywhere? Can you slowly reel it back and create a place for it? That is practice. That is the effort in meditation. How do you subdue this monster which has expanded itself to every corner of your being? How do you shrink it and give it one designated place? That's what you do. Every time your mind wants to drift, you bring it back. Every time you come back to the present moment, you are subduing the monster. You are restricting its movement. You're telling the mind, I don't want you to go away. But at the same time, I don't want you to keep on expanding, which is what you normally do. You pick one idea and you keep on dwelling on it. Eventually, you turn that idea into everything. I don't want you to do that. Play your games, but in one corner. Don't expand. Because when you expand, you cover up my view. And I want to see what's beyond you. My whole life, I've only been dealing with you. And I've finally come to realize that there is something beyond you. There is something beyond my thoughts. There is something beyond my dreaming. If only I can stop dreaming for a while. If only I can stop desiring for a while. Even the desire to experience something. Enlightenment will happen only when all desiring drops. When there is not a single cloud moving in the vastness of your sky. You have finally figured out a way to push this mind to the corner and keep it there. And then you leave it there and start taking walk in the open. That is what you experience as bliss. Only when you experience it, you will know how profound an experience the experience of no mind is. Your mind is the only torture. You are not the problem. Your consciousness is not the problem. Your aliveness is not the problem. The only problem is the mind. And you might ask, what about the body? Body is also your mind. Body is not something totally different. It is the same extension of the dreaming process. Mind and body are one. When you push the mind to one corner and keep it there, you are also controlling the body. You are also subduing the sensations of the body, the disturbance of the body. When you're not tormented by the mind and the body, that pure experience of aliveness, that pure experience of the self, the universal self, the same self that is illuminating the whole universe, plants, animals, all human beings, including you. That is what you're wanting to experience. The taste of the truth without any mediators, without any disturbance.